amortization of loans. What is amortization of loans? Okay, the process of paying off loans in a sequence of equal payments. Okay, in a sequence of equal payments at regular time intervals. That is the process of amortization. Okay, a loan of P ringgit. Okay, if you have a loan of P ringgit at an interest rate of I per period, it may be amortized in N equal periodic payments of R ringgit at the end of each period. Okay, that means you start off with a loan of P ringgit, the amount is P lah, and you're going to pay it at an interest rate of I per period. This per period, I per period, and it may be amortized in N equal periodic payments of R ringgit. That means this is your monthly installment. Okay, R ringgit is your monthly installment that you're going to pay for this loan. Okay, for every period. Okay, that is what you mean by amortization. That means you take the sum of money and you arrange to pay it off in a regular interval, say monthly, and every month you pay the same amount. Okay, that is the process of amortization. If you go to the bank, usually they have a table for you to look at, and you can see it is the way they do the table is through this process. Okay, okay, an amortization schedule, okay, or you call it an amortization table, is a complete table showing the distribution of principal and interest payment that comprise each payment until the loan is paid off at the end of each term. That means every month you pay an installment, the table must show how much of the money from the installment is being paid for interest, how much is being paid for the principal. Okay, so every time when you make a monthly payment, they divide the payment into two. A little bit goes to you settle the interest first, the whole interest for that month. You settle it. The remainder goes to the payment of the principal. Okay, that is how our installment works. So although the total payment remains equal for each period, okay, each period the total payment is equal, but you will be paying off the loan's interest first and the principal in different amounts each month. Okay, you can understand that? Monthly interest is the same, but how much you pay for your interest and the principal is different for each month. So the bank has their own calculation. You don't know. We just pay into the bank every month. Okay, say you take a loan every month in installment is 700. We just put in 700 into the account, but the bank will separate it out, interest and principal. So far, okay?
Yes.
No sound is okay. 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 So at the beginning of the month, okay, I show you a table first. Okay, before you continue. Okay, this is what you see here, this table here, Excel table here. This is called an amortization table. Okay, this is how the bank will calculate. Say you take a loan of 1,000 ringgit here. Okay, and this is how you pay back, starting from 1,000, and then you see your balance is going down, going down, going down until you reach 0. So your monthly payment is 60 ringgit and 98. So you see, if you take a loan for 1,000 ringgit, interest rate 1% per period. Okay, this is monthly. Interest is 1% per period. So how much is interest per annum?
Well,
Yes, interest is 12% per annum, and the number of interest period is 18, so 18 months here. So we calculate that the payment, your monthly payment is 60 ringgit and 98 cents. This is your monthly payment. If you notice here, your monthly payment, every month you are paying the same amount, 60 ringgit and 98 cents. But if you look at the interest and principal column, see the first month interest is 10 ringgit. Principal is 50 ringgit and 98 cents. When you add these two together, how much do you get? 60 ringgit, 98 cents, okay? When you add the second row together, you get 60 ringgit, 98 cents. When you add the third row together, 60 ringgit, 98 cents. So every row the total that you're paying is 60 ringgit and 98 cents. But how much you're paying for the interest and how much you're paying for the principal varies. Okay, if you notice that the interest is going down, the interest is highest at the first payment, and your principal is getting higher and higher this way. Principal is getting higher, interest is getting lower. Okay, so every month your monthly installment is separated into two. You pay off the interest first, and then only you pay your principal payment. Okay, so after you settle your interest, you will spend more money on the principal until you settle your whole principal, until the end here, the last total here, you have made the final payment and no more balance here. This is your final balance, no more balance. Okay, this is called an amortization schedule or amortization table. Okay. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, the interest amount is at the highest, like you saw just now. Okay, at the beginning of the month, the interest amount is at the highest. But as time goes on, okay, month after month, the total balance loan gets reduced, and because the total balance loan gets reduced, the interest amount gets proportionately lower, and as such more is given to the principal payment. So the principal payment becomes higher. You give more money into the principal payment. Okay, I'll show you the graphs later. Okay, so when we look at amortization, there are several things that we need to understand. Firstly, payments are made at the end of each month. Okay. Second, interest to be paid each month is I% of the unpaid balance at the end of previous month. That means they count your interest monthly for each month. Okay. If you want to pay for this month, they calculate the interest based on last month's balance. Okay, so then you must pay it all together. Then you calculate all and you pay your installment only. Okay, so part of each installment pays for the interest of the month, and the balance installment pays off part of the principal, like we saw just now. So your installment pays interest and principal. It doesn't go one lump. Okay, it always breaks into two. Pays the interest and the balance will pay the principal. The unpaid balance at the end of each month is the previous unpaid balance minus the part payment towards the principal. Okay, the unpaid balance of each month. Okay, that means this one. This is the unpaid balance here. Okay, so this unpaid balance, say 897.53. This unpaid balance is this balance minus the how much you've paid for the principal, 949.02 minus 5098 is 897.53. Okay, 897 ringgit and 53 cents minus 51 ringgit and 49 cents will give you 845 ringgit 52 cents. Okay, so the balance for every month is the previous balance minus the amount that you have paid for the principal. Can you understand this? Can or not? You're not sure?
Cannot, madam.
Okay, say this one. Say this one. This is the balance on the third month, right? The third month, this is your balance, 845 ringgit and 52 cents, okay? So how did you get 845 ringgit and 52 cents? Use your calculator and tell me, is this balance 897 ringgit and 53 minus 51 ringgit and 49 cents? How much is that? How much is okay? How much is 897 ringgit and 53 cents Ah, minus 51 ringgit and 49 cents. Anybody?
450.
Are you sure?
846.04.
Yes.
Okay, you see, the first row here, you have 1,000, right? So the interest is 1% just now. So 1% of 1,000 is 10 ringgit, correct? So 10 ringgit. So 10 ringgit plus your 1,000 is how much? 1,010 ringgit. 1,010 ringgit minus 60 ringgit and 98 cents is
94902.
yeah. So you get the first value here, right?
Yes.
94902. So now we calculate the interest 1% of 94902. How much is that? 9 ringgit and 49 cents, right?
Yes.
So it's this one, 9 ringgit and 49 cents here, okay? So this one plus the balance. Oh, my son is very sensitive. Okay. Okay. So the 9 ringgit and 49 cents, okay, plus 949 ringgit and 2 cents. That is the amount you're going to pay. So that one minus 60 ringgit and 98 cents. How much do you get? 94902 plus 9 ringgit and 49 cents. How much is that? 49.50, 58, 958 ringgit and 51 cents minus 60 ringgit and 98 cents.
You get 897.43.
Yes, so you get this, the next one, right? So that is how we do. So once you get the balance, you find the interest for this new balance now. Okay, so now you have to pay this new balance plus the new interest. Okay, so you pay off the monthly installment. What is left is the next balance. Okay. Yes, every payment has 1% interest. Okay, so if you look at this chart here, at the end of this chart here, you have settled your 1,000, correct? At the end here, the principal here, you have settled your 1,000 here. Okay, but you've also paid this much of interest. If you look at the monthly installment, this is the total. 109764, which is actually supposed to be this plus this lah, this plus this. This is what you have paid. You have borrowed 1,000, but you have paid back 1,097 ringgit and 64 cents. Okay, do you understand that? So every month you pay the bank their interest first. They want their money, so you pay the bank their interest first. Okay, you pay. So from first month, the first month, if you look at the first month, you pay them their interest of 10 ringgit from the 60 ringgit and 98 cents. The balance is 50 ringgit and 98 cents, right? That you used to pay your principal. So now your principal has reduced to 897 and 53. Then they calculate the interest for the previous month here, 9 ringgit and 49 cents. Okay, so now you have to pay 9 ringgit and 49 cents plus 949 ringgit and 02 cents. Okay, after you pay your 60 ringgit and 98 cents, you have a balance of 897 ringgit and 53 cents. Okay, your 60 ringgit and 98 cents, first they use it to pay their interest first, 9 ringgit and 49 cents. Once you've paid the interest, the balance only you settle your principal payment. Boleh faham ke? Okay, you ask me questions. Faham or not? Tell me lah, you don't understand, you must ask me. Okay, let's look at this again, okay? Let's look at this again. Huh? How much is the yearly interest?
12%.
12%, right? You just give me 1 minute, okay? Okay, let's look at this. Huh? So you told me that the annual interest rate is 12%, huh? Because this is interest rate for each period. Each period here we know that is monthly. Huh? Let's say this payment is monthly. So 1% per month means 1 year is 12%. Okay, that's you have to understand that first. Okay, so the interest rate we look at it, I is per period, so it's 1%. Number of periods is 18 months. Okay, our principal amount is 1,000 ringgit. And using calculations, we have found that we want to pay this month. This is our monthly installment. Okay, it's our monthly installment, monthly payment. Okay, so we're starting off with 1,000, correct? We haven't paid anything. First payment 1,000. To make our first payment, what is shown here, the unpaid balance, is the balance at the end of each month after your payment. Okay, so first month we are going to pay, right? How much are we going to pay? First, we have to calculate the interest. Okay. This one is missing already, the balance. Okay, we have to calculate the interest. Huh? So when we calculate the interest, 1% of 1,000 is 10 ringgit. Okay, so 10 ringgit. So we have to pay 1,010 ringgit. So when we want to pay 1,010 ringgit, we pay the monthly installment of 60 ringgit and 98 cents from 1,010 ringgit. Okay, from 1,010 ringgit minus 60 ringgit and 98 cents. What do we get? Do we get 949 ringgit and 02 cents? Yes,
Yes.
right? So this is our balance now. Now this is the balance at the end of the first month. Okay, but before that, let's look at what happens to this 60 ringgit and 58 cents. This 60 ringgit and 58 cents, they break it up into two. One, they used to pay your interest to the bank, and the balance here is 50 ringgit and 98 cents. They use it to pay your principal, which is the $1,000. That means they minus this from the 1,000 ringgit. Okay, so now you have this much, right, at the end of the first month. Now they calculate interest, another 1%. from 949 ringgit and 2 cents, and they get 9 ringgit and 49 cents. So now you owe the bank 94902 plus 9 ringgit and 49 cents. Okay, how much is that? Okay, this is much you owe the bank. Okay, from here minus 60 ringgit and 98 cents, you will get 897 and 53, correct? 53. Okay,
Yes.
so you will get this. So now this is your new balance at the end of the second month after you have paid your monthly installment. And from this monthly installment, they will pay this first 9 ringgit and 49 cents. The balance, they will pay your principal. So every time you pay 60 ringgit, every time you pay 60 ringgit and 98 cents, it is broken into two. One, first they pay the interest. The balance, they use it to reduce your principal. Understand? So every month interest is calculated until you finish your payment. So here they've calculated for 18 months, which means at the end of 18 months, your balance is 0. And if you total up all the principal, how much you've paid for the principal and how much you've paid for your interest, this is your interest. Principal is not here, it is 1,000, exactly 1,000 you would have paid here. These two total should give you this much. Actually, if you calculate, this total comes up to 109768, which means you have actually paid 2 cents less. Okay, so this is what you have paid to the bank. You understand? This is called an amortization table. Okay, how long? Yes. The thing is, this we are not doing it manually. Everything is being done on Excel. Okay, so once you put in you only have to do the first row, and then you just have to drag the whole thing down. Everything is there already. You don't have to calculate again and again. Okay, so everything's done through formula. So it won't be any problem. I only need you to understand why it's like that. Okay, sometimes they will have some books they will put here beginning balance, and they have ending balance. Okay, it's up to you. This is the basic. Okay, it's up to you if you want to add columns. If you want to add that column, no problem, you can do that. Okay, you can do anything you want, but this is the basic. You need to show us this one, payment number. So we need to say exactly how many months you have paid. We need to see the unpaid balance. We want to see the balance going down until it reaches 0. We need to see the monthly payment, the interest payment, and principal payment. These are the columns that is compulsory, must be there. Okay, the rest is up to you. If you think you want to show the calculations, go ahead and show lah. Okay, because for this case, in this example, the monthly payment is exactly the same for 18 months. But for most loans that we take, the monthly payment for the last month will be slightly different. Okay, because the last month you reach 0, so the balance is different. Okay, so it will always be slightly less for the last month. Okay, so you must check the last month carefully once you have generated it in Excel. Okay, class, for now, do you understand this part? Later I'll show you how to do the Excel.
For now, understand.
For now you understand. Okay, good. Okay, so the amortization process, for you to do this, you need to have all this information. Okay, you need to know the principal, the interest rate I for each interest period, the number of interest periods, and the installment amount. Okay, then you can calculate easily. Okay, let's go on to, okay, this is a sample of an amortization schedule. These are the titles that you need to have. Okay. Okay. At the beginning of the month, the interest amount is the highest, correct? We saw that just now, right? But as time goes on, the balance gets reduced, and because of that, the interest amount gets proportionately lower. When the balance is lower, when you calculate the interest is also lower. Okay, so because the interest is lower and your installment is the same, so that means you are paying more for your principal. You are paying more for your principal as shown in this graph. Okay, if you look at these two graphs here, okay. So in the beginning, your interest is high, and then it gets lower and lower and lower until it reaches zero. Your principal won't start at zero because you're paying a certain amount, okay? So your principal will go higher. That means it's not that your principal is getting higher. This means that you are paying more money into your principal, okay? You're paying more money into your principal. There'll come a time when these two will be the same, lah. Okay, and in the second graph here, this is your balance. This is your loan. You started off with P, or just now 1,000. Okay, so your loan as time goes, okay, your balance of your loans goes lower and lower until it reaches zero. Okay, okay.
It's become lower because we paid, right?
Yes, because you paid. That's right. Okay, let's see how to calculate the payment. Okay. Okay, say supposing you borrowed, if P ringgit is borrowed at an interest rate, this amount you borrow, okay, at an interest rate of I per period, and is amortized in N equal periodic payments of R ringgit at the end of each period. How much are you paying? If you're following this, how much are you paying every month, every interest period? R, yeah. So you're paying R, okay? So let's look at the formulas. So your R is your, so R, this is actually your installment or your rent. They call it rent. Is the other term. So R is equals to I over, this is the formula that is used, okay? Okay, or you can write it this way. They're all the same, okay? Okay. This also can be written as PI because times by P, yeah? So PI over 1 minus 1 plus T. Okay, this is R. You can use the formula in this format or in this format or in this format, whichever you like. I find this easiest to use, R, okay? Or R can also be written like this, okay? R is equals to P over A, then you have N, and you have a symbol like this, okay? Okay, you can also write R in this form. Okay, for our example just now, that means we say R is equals to, just now was 1,000, our P was 1,000, A, our N was, how much was the N just now? 18 months, 18, our interest was 1%, so 1, you write 1% here, okay? This is how we write. We write like this, and then we put it into this formula. When we write like this, they understand that you are finding the installment or payment for each month for 18 months at 1%, and your principal is 1,000. Okay. Okay, class. So this is the formula we're going to use.
Madam,
Yeah.
can you go back to the formula just now? Okay, Wait, I need to write down.
Madam, I want to
Yeah.
ask for the formula, the second one is
Mm-hmm.
1 minus bracket 1 plus T or I.
Sorry, it's I, yeah?
Okay, all right, madam. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for telling me that. Sorry, it's I. Okay.
Done, madam.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we're going to look at one example of calculation. Huh? Okay, suppose a loan has an interest rate of 6% compounded monthly, okay, and a payback term of 8 months. Calculate the monthly payment if the principal is 900. You want to calculate the monthly payment. So when you look at this, you know it is amortization problem, okay? So you use the monthly payment formula, which is R is equals to PI over 1 minus 1 plus I over negative N. Okay, so before we calculate, let's take out the information. So our P is, value of P is 900. Okay, how much is our I? Over 12. So how much is this? This is 1/2, which is 0.5%. How much is 0.5%? 0. Is it 0.005?
0.05. Oh no, yes.
Correct,
0.
0.005. Okay, so we know our P and we know our I. What's our N?
8.
N is, yeah, normally N is what? N is the frequency times the years, right?
Yes.
So in this case, N, the frequency is 12, right? It's monthly. Monthly is 12. Times the year is 8 over 12. So it gives us 8 months, okay? So if it's monthly and they give you months, it is still this value only, okay? So N is 8. So now we put into our formula, P is 1000 times I is 0.005 over 1 minus 1 plus 0.0. That's why it's easier for us to calculate out the interest, easier to put into the formula, okay? Minus 8. Okay, now you tell me how much is this?
One to 7.83.
Okay, are you sure? Oh, sorry, I put a wrong value here. This is not 1000, this is 900, correct? Sorry, 900 because we're doing A. The principal is 900, okay? Principal is 900 here, okay? So calculate again, please.
One 115.
Correct? Yeah, this is correct, okay? 115 ringgit and 5 cents. Just now our interest rate was 0.5. Correct? You see that? Because I already put in the formula just now. So this is 0.5, right? 0.5, 8 months, 900, and you get 115 ringgit and 5 cents. Okay, so later when you do your calculations, you can use Excel to check it out. Okay, I'll show you how to do later. Okay, so this is the monthly payment if the principal is 900 ringgit. Okay, so B, calculate the principal if the monthly payment. Now they've given you the monthly payment. They're asking you to calculate principal. So what are you calculating here from the formula?
P.
P, yes. So what is the formula for P? From here, can you derive the formula for P?
Yeah.
Yeah, P is equals to,
R times 1 minus.
yes, R. So I put this in bracket, 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative N over I, correct? Okay,
Yes.
this formula, we derive it from here. Okay, I just want to ask, just now, is there anybody who has any problem with this calculation here? Anyone? All okay?
Madam, yes, okay.
Okay, so you need to be able to master doing this calculation, okay, on your calculator. Okay, so now you've got your formula for P. You want to calculate your principal, and it's given that everything else is the same, just that the monthly payment is now 150. So your R is 150. Yeah? So P is equals to 150. Okay, you notice I'm not using the symbol here. Okay, so once I'm not using this, if I don't use the symbol here, so I get this, then I have to write it out. Okay, so monthly payment is RM 115 point. So I have to write it out if I don't use a symbol. Okay. So this is 150 into 1 minus 1 plus I is still the same, negative 8, okay, over 0.005. Okay, can you calculate that?
One 173.44.
Yeah, correct. So therefore, the principal amount is 1,173 ringgit and 44 cents. Okay, can be done.
Yes.
Okay, so this is okay. Okay, a car costs 41,000 ringgit. Okay, so after a down payment of 5,000 ringgit, you know what's a down payment, right? Everybody knows what's a down payment.
Yes.
That means, yes, you're putting some money, okay, upfront. So after a down payment of 5,000, the balance will be paid off in 5 years with monthly payments at 6% interest per annum. Okay, find the amount of each monthly installment. So what are they asking you to find? Find?
R.
Yes, find out. What do you know? What is given? What is the I? I is 6% over
12.
12. So this is 0.5%, which is 0.005. Okay. Your P is, how much is your P?
36,000.
Are you sure?
Because
How much is the car?
41,000.
How much have you already paid?
5,000.
So what is the balance of the loan that you need to take?
36,000.
Yes. Alright, so it's 41,000 minus 5,000, which is 36,000. Okay, correct. Okay, so this is your principal. What else you need to know? You need to find N.
And
What is the N value? How many years? This is monthly, so 12 times how many years?
5.
5 years. So this is your N is 60. Okay, now you are finding R. So put into the formula. R is equals to PI over okay, so this is P is 36,000 times I is 0.005 over 1 minus 1 plus 0.005 to the power of negative 60. Okay, what do we get? How much?
695.98.
Point? Okay, so your monthly installment is 695 ringgit and 98. Yeah? Okay, so you have already calculated this is the monthly installment. Supposing you want to do your amortization schedule, okay? So let's just do it for 1, 2 rows, okay? So this is your payment number, right? Payment number, we start with 0 and the first one will be your unpaid balance, okay? Unpaid balance, and then we have your monthly payment, and then we have interest payment, and then we have principal payment. Okay, what's our original principal? We're starting with 36,000. So next line, first payment. So what is the interest for 36,000? At 0.5 times 36,000, 0.5% times 36,000 is how much?
180.
180 and exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so we know that our monthly payment is 695 ringgit and 98 cents. Okay, this is our monthly payment. So if we already paid 180 here, what's the balance in the principal payment? So 695 ringgit and 98 cents minus 180 will be
515.98.
yes. So when we plus these two, we must get back our monthly. Our monthly is 695.98. Okay. So how much do we have at the end of the first month? That means we have 36,000 plus 180. This is what we need to pay. Okay. We need to pay this much, these two together. And we have paid this much. How much do we have left at the end of the first month? Sorry, I have to write this down here. So how much do we have left at the end of the first month?
35484.02.
Yeah, correct. Yeah? That's correct. Okay. So now what do we do for the second month? What do we do for the second month? Find the interest. How much of interest for this? What is 5%? 0.5% of this. How much is 0.5% of this?
177.42.
Yes, this is 177.42. Okay, so if we pay 695 and 98 cents for interest, what is the balance of our principal payment? Monthly payment minus the interest we get, is it 519.46, is it correct?
518.
Okay, so how much is left now? That means now we have paid how much? We have paid this plus this. Okay, this plus this minus the monthly. This is what we should pay. This is our balance actually. Okay, this two is our balance minus the monthly. How much is it now here? Yes,
349.
which principal payment? Yeah, I think so. It's 35,000 and here principal payment here. Here is it. Here is it. How much is it?
5.86.
Okay, wait, 1 minute. Is this correct? Here, this one. Is this correct?
Yes.
How much is it? Is it this much? Is that correct? $35,484. 5,484 ringgit and 02 cents. 02. Okay. So what is the amount here? 18. 56. All right. Okay. So what is the new amount here? What is the balance now? Okay. Wait. How did you get this? Tell me. This times this, is it? This plus this minus this, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So now what is the new balance?
For the payment number 3,
Yes. And so that means this plus this, okay, 35,484 ringgit and 2 cents plus 177.42 minus 695.98.
34965. 34965.
965.4.
46. 46.
Wait just a minute. I just want to check something. Okay. Okay, I'll come back to this later. Okay, class. So this is how we do the amortization schedule, but we won't be doing it manually. Okay, you won't have to do this manually, but you need to understand lah. Okay, just in case lah. Okay, so far okay. Okay, I'm going to do the last question now. Okay. Okay, Sam buys a house for 375,000 with a down payment of 50,000 ringgit. Okay, So he took a loan for 325,000 at an annual interest rate of 4% for 30 years. Find the amount of the monthly payment needed to amortize this loan. Prepare an amortization schedule to pay off this loan. Okay, so we are going to find the amount of the monthly payment. So this is R. Okay, so R is PI over 1 minus 1 plus I negative to the power of negative n. Okay, so what is our P?
325,000.
I
0.04.
0.04. Huh? Why is it 0.04?
4%.
You see, yeah, he's making a monthly payment. So the periodic, yes, yes, correct. I is 4% divided by 12. So this is 1 over 3%, which is,
Sorry, madam.
yeah, it's okay. So this is how much? So this is this 0.00, 0.33, 0.3. All right, is it 0.003? 33. Is this correct?
Yes.
What is 1 over 3? What is 1 over 3? 0.3333?
0.3333.
So divide by 100, 1, 2, correct?
Yes.
So this is the value, okay? Good. Or you can leave it in 1/3 or so, it's up to you, okay? So 1 minus 1 plus our I is, okay, you can start calculating, okay? N is 12 times 30. This is 360 months, negative 360. So what is our R?
One 551.
1,551.52.
52.
I got 59.
Oh. Sorry.
Is it 52 or 59? How many trees do you use here? Did you use 4 trees?
Yes, the calculation.
Or you use 1/3. Use 1/3 is more accurate, eh? Yes. Can. Yes, you can. You can, if it's a simple decimal, you straight away. I mean, if it's a terminal decimal, you do it straight away, lah. If it's non-terminal like this, only a little bit of problem, lah. Okay. So you need to take a few more decimals if you want to get an exact correct answer. Okay. Or you can straight away use Excel and do it. Okay. So let's go back and look at our Excel for this, for this question. So this is the question. Okay. So if okay, so the interest rate is 1/3, right? So it's 0.3333, so it's 0.33%. Okay, and the number of periods is 360. Principal is 325,000, correct? And the payment per period is 1,551.59. Okay, this interest you have to key in yourself. Okay, interest period. This is how you do your amortization schedule. Okay, so in the first column you type the interest rate, second column, second row, number of periods, principal, and payment per period. These four things you follow exactly. Okay, and then you key in the interest, whatever you have calculated. This is I. Okay, interest per period. So 0.33%. Leave it at percent. You don't have to calculate that. Okay, and then number of periods 360. The principal 325,000. All this you have to put in the values. Okay, for payment per period, this one we use a formula. You see the formula up there? It is equals to negative PMT, in bracket is B1. B1 means column B, row 1. That is your interest rate. B1 is interest rate. B2 is number of periods. B3 is principal. Okay, so when you put like that, they would, whenever you change any of these three things, the payment period will also change. You understand? You see, this one, the last one, the payment period, I put in the formula there. The formula to calculate the payment period is equals, you must, for Excel, you must put the equals, equals negative PMT. Okay, bracket B1, comma, B2, comma, B3, close bracket. Okay, for Excel, so if you look at this table here, B1 is the interest rate. B2 is the number of period. B3 is the principal. Okay, so it will calculate for you automatically. If I change this number of periods, say I change this to 20. So now my payment per month has changed to 1,895. Why? Because I'm using the formula. In the formula, I didn't put 1%, 20%, 36,000. I didn't put that. If I put that, I will only get one value. But because I put B1, B2, B3, whatever value I substitute for B1, B2, B3, the payment is calculated for me. Can you understand that? Can I, class?
Yes.
So you need to remember this formula, write down and keep, okay? So this is how you start to do that, okay? So once you have done that already, so you have calculated your payment per period, okay? You can calculate it manually. You can also check through Excel like this, okay? Because we have fixed the first three already. So definitely your payment per period will all be the same. So if you're doing your cost work, you are doing, you are taking a car loan, so you must find out how much is the price of the car, how much of money you have for your down payment. Minus that, you have your principal amount. You want to take a loan for that amount, and then you must determine what is the interest rate, and you must determine the number of periods. This you must find from the bank. Okay, so once you know all that, you can put into the type it into your Excel, use your formula, and you can calculate the payment per period. Okay, once you've calculated the payment per period, then you can see this is for 360 months, which means once you have done the first row like this, okay, all you have to do is highlight the first row. Okay, so what is the starting here? It was 36,000 here, right? Okay, so let's look at this first. So this is the beginning balance. So my monthly balance is this much, right? So let's say okay, so my interest payment. Interest payment is, how do I calculate the interest payment? It is, what's the interest payment? It's the interest I times by the principal, correct?
Yes.
So I'm going to type here equals to, okay, I think you have to use these symbols, okay? Okay, my interest is in column B row 1, column B row 1. So that is column B row 1, okay? Times we use the asterisk symbol, okay? Times, and where is my principal? Okay, it is in column B this one, column B, row 8. Okay, so times column B, row 8. Okay. Okay, so my interest payment is 180 ringgit. So how much is my principal payment? My principal is, I want to minus the interest from my monthly payment, right? So it's equals to, monthly payment is in B4. Okay, so this is in B4 minus my interest is, in D9, correct? The first interest is in D9. So minus D9. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so the principal payment is 1715.99. Okay, so what is the beginning balance here? The beginning balance here will be this. Also, you have to use the formula. Okay, so this is the formula. I'm just showing you the formula so you can use for your purposes. Okay.
Madam,
Yeah.
can you zoom?
Okay. Okay now. Okay. Our principal is in B8. Huh? So you see, you can't copy the formula exactly unless your values are all in the same row. Okay. So that means I'm 1 plus B1 is the interest. Okay. 1 plus I. I is in B1. Okay. So we are in Excel. Sometimes we need to put that dollar sign. Sometimes if you don't put it, it still works. Okay. Sometimes you don't put it, doesn't work. Okay, then the asterisk there is times B8 is your principal. B8 is the original principal. Okay, minus your B4. B4 is your monthly payment. So this is your balance left. Okay, 34,284. Okay, so this is 0 and this is drag, it doesn't become 0. So you can put here is equals to 0 is in A8. Huh? So 0 is in A8 plus 1. So, okay. Okay, 1. So now what you can do is you can drag the whole thing down. Okay. So I can put here like this and I can drag it down. So it changes. Okay. I can put here like this and I can drag it down. Okay. This one. Okay. Can you see that? So you can do this for 360 rows, okay? Or you can drag it this way, okay? You highlight it this way and then you drag it down. Make sure you. Okay, you can highlight that way and drag it down. Drag it down for 360 months, okay? So then your table is ready. Boleh faham ke kelas?
Boleh.
Anybody got any question? I will share this Excel file with you later so you can go through and then you can check. If you want to look at the formula, you just have to click on the box and then the formula is up there so you know how to adjust it. Just remember that, you see my balance here, my P here is in column B, row 8. Maybe when you do your table, maybe it's up here. So it is B6. So in your formula, you must put B6. I put B8. So you must put B6. It's like that, okay? So the Excel formula is like that. It goes according to which row and which column you're in. Okay? If you're not clear, you can go and look through the internet how to do an amortization schedule, and you can do it. But I'll share the file with you later. You can have a look at it. So I just want to show you this one. This is what we have calculated for just now for the question. Our monthly payment is 1,551.59 cents. So if you go down for 300, we're paying this for 360 months. Okay, so you go down for 306. Okay, so you look, this is 360. This is the last row. Okay, so you have paid this much already for 359. You have a balance of 1,046 ringgit and 44 cents. Okay, so this one. Okay, so you have this balance here, and you have this interest that you must pay. Okay, you have this final balance, the balance from the previous month. The interest is 515. So these two total will give you how much? 1,546.44 plus, how much is that?
1,000.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so in that case it's exact lah, so we don't have to change anything lah. Okay, so this is our schedule lah. Okay, why is this important? Why is this important? Why is it important for us to know about amortization schedules? Why? How can it help you? You have never done anything like this, right? None of you have taken a loan before, right?
Yes.
Have you all taken a loan to buy a car or anything? If you
No.
take a loan, then I'm sure you know a little bit about it, unless you didn't bother to ask anything. Okay, so you have to go to the bank, just like in your kerja khusus, you have to go to the bank and you have to take the plan from them. Some banks have different interest rate, they have different interest periods. Maybe they say you have to pay back by 5 years. Some say that you have to pay back by 10 years. So it depends. So you must calculate and see which is better for you. Okay, so benefits of amortization. Okay, it helps people make decisions based on affordable monthly installment. First, our first thing that we want to know when we want to buy a car or a house, something bigger, we ask them what is the monthly installment, and we see whether we can afford it. That's all. Some people don't care about anything else. Okay, we just look at the monthly installment. Okay, monthly installment 1,551. Okay, I think I can pay, and you take it. But you don't calculate and see how much you're paying extra to the bank for that. Okay, so it also helps people evaluate different loan options based on amortization schedule. It helps you to decide whether loan A is better or loan B is better. Once you see the schedule, you can calculate how much of interest. Whether it's better or not, it depends on how much interest you're paying the bank in the end. Okay, calculating the interest cost helps to determine the actual cost of the item that we buy on loan. Okay, maybe the item is 50,000. You end up paying the bank 80,000. So you must ask yourself, is it worth it? Okay, see the product is only, maybe that car that you want to buy is only 50,000. But after you calculate, you see that you're paying the bank another 30,000 extra. That means that car now costs you 80,000. So you must ask yourself, is it worth it, that extra money that you're putting in, okay? And you must also remember that a lower monthly payment means higher interest. If you pay less monthly, that means you end up paying more money to the bank. The bank is happy because they get more money, okay? A longer repayment time. Sometimes when we buy a car, if you buy a car locally, here in Malaysia, I think the loan period is maximum is 7 years. Okay, maximum 7 years. Some people only take for 3 years. Some people take for 5 years. Some people take for maximum years. Okay, but they don't realize that the longer you pay, the higher, the more money you have to pay in the end. Okay, for the same car, 50,000, if you take a longer period, you pay more. in the end. Okay, that is why amortization schedules are very important. You must understand how it works and you must know how to calculate it for yourself. Okay, it's very important if you plan to take a loan. Okay, types of amortizing loans. All auto loans, that means car loans, any automobile loans, or home loans if you want to buy a house. Personal loans, some people, their banks give personal loans up to 200,000 also. Okay, all this can be paid through amortizing. Okay, you can amortizing means you can pay monthly at the same rate. Okay, loans that don't get amortized are credit card loans. Credit card loans, they don't do this. Okay, or balloon loans. Balloon loans are loans that at the end you pay one big lump sum. Okay, this kind of loans, they don't give you this amortizing facility. Okay,